Hello guys, this is Eric Day from ACS Learning Hub. Welcome to my channel. So today, in this video, I'm going to share with you regarding my beginner's journey, how I actually grab my 5 pips trading. Alright, so are you ready? Well, I'm excited to share with you. Okay, so now let's move into my beginner stage. Alright, so at that point of time, when I want to grab my 5 pips trading, I will always ask myself, alright, why do I want the 5 pips trading? First of all, of course, in my previous video, long story short, I just want to build up my pot. As well, I want to concrete my knowledges from what I have learned, you see. So, under which situation is really best for 5 pips trading, alright? So, put it this way. When I want to trade, and I have to determine the directions before I actually decided to buy or to sell. I believe you are also doing the same thing. So let's put it this way. I'm a trader who only do selling. Why am I only doing one direction is because at a point of time as a beginner, I want to get the direction clear. I want to see my trading knowledge, whatever skills, techniques that I have learned is applicable. So now, let's see. At the point of time during that beginner stage, alright, so what I'm going to do is that I define the direction. So it's a downward trend, so I will always tell myself, I only want to look out for a resistance to sell. When it's a downward trend, I cannot buy, am I right? It will be anti-trend trading, so I will be doing a short selling. So whenever I want to do a short selling, I will always want to look out for a resistance level before I actually start to enter a trade for my selling trade. Right, so today, in the first stage, okay, I'm bringing back from my beginner life. Now I want to share with you and talk about it, about myself. Imagine that I'm still a beginner in the Forex industry. Okay, so now, how do I identify the resistance? Okay, so first of all, we need to understand the candle. Am I right? Okay, I believe everybody know when you see a green solid candle, okay, and that will be a buying candle. That means to say volume keep going up in the market. Buyers are coming in and they have confidence about the currency. They keep buying and buying. That's why the price keep going up and up and up. Am I right? All right. So now, how about the red color candle? Okay, a red color candle that's falling down. Of course, that is sellers are entering to the market to start selling the trades off. Okay, so they are selling off the trades, selling off. That's why a solid bearish candle keep coming down. Am I right? Okay. So now, what if you see a long wick here, and you see a green candle of a real body on top of it, alright? So what does that mean? Everybody knows, okay? So what do you call that, alright? So this candle, the meaning of this candle is actually telling you initially the candle has fall to the bottom, okay, of the lowest of the wick. Alright, so lowest of the week, that's the lowest price. But unfortunately, the buyers comes in and start to push up all the way from the red candle, the opening price of the candle, and it falls to the red, and now it was being pushed back and become green. From the opening price, it pushed back and it become green. So you see. So this is, you will see a long wick below, okay, a long wick below, and after that it become a green candle of a real body on top. So that means it's a very strong buying from the buyers. So there is a rejection or support level somewhere, somehow, okay, that actually form this type of candle, all right? So you see, this is called big buying, right? There's a big buying in the market. So can I short? No, definitely I cannot sell for 5 pips. It's very dangerous. Sometimes maybe some retracement, okay, I may grab some 5 pips, but sometimes. So I do not want to bet on it, all right? Okay, so how about big selling? Well, so now big selling is on the other side. So big selling on the other side is actually a long wick on top, and it start to go down to form a red candle, a red real body at the bottom. Am I right? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now let's take a look. From this long wick, okay, from this long wick actually is coming down. Initially of the opening price is right at the bottom. So there's a green candle, the buyers are always pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. Okay, and finally it stopped somewhere somehow. There may be a resistance, previous resistance, resisting it, and it start to come down, correct? Okay, start to come down, forming a long wick above, and from the green candle it become a red candle real body at the bottom. Okay, so now take a look at this. When you see this kind of candle, it is a big selling candle. That means to say there are plenty of sellers coming into the market to sell off their trades, okay, and then it actually resulting the long wick from green candle to become a red candle right at the bottom. So these are somehow a little basic knowledge that I have when I in the beginner stage. So I was wondering, okay, so now let's say, how about there's a long wick but yet there's a green candle, it's still a real body of a green candle below. So what is that? Is that the buying signal? Okay, at that point of time, actually it is still considered as a big selling because it's still a green candle pushing up, and finally the seller comes in and push it out, but too bad the timing close, okay, and it just stay put there. All right, so it is the long wick over there is still showing us that there is a strong selling signal in the market. So all these candles always put into my mind that I will have a chance for selling. Okay, all right, so now I know all these candles, you know, a long wick, a solid candle, and these are all the signals that I can sell, correct? But when? All right, so I want to sell at the resistance. So when candle put together, a green candle and a red candle, when they put together, all right, so very likely it will become a resistance, and there will be also a signal for me to start selling for my 5 pips profit. Okay, so now these 5 pips profit, how am I going to identify them? All right, so number one, okay, let's take a look. Number one, when you see a green candle like this, okay, and a red candle like this, that they form together in this form. So this way, at the top of the candle, it forms like a resistance. Why do I call it forms like a resistance at that point of time? Okay, it's because initially the green candle was buying very strongly, all right, and when the time closed, the candle closed at that point of time, immediately the next opening, the selling comes in and start to take over the buying trades, correct? So the selling trades are taking over the buying trades, engulfing candle coming in, and now what we are going to see is that, all right, selling trend is coming. The selling trend is coming, so I have to get ready, all right? So that will give me the resistance. So once the resistance form, I will judge and gauge from that resistance level. It should be around there, okay? Because resistance level, there is no actual price, actual level. There's always an area. So when you see green candle like this and red candle that form this way, you will see that the selling signal is coming. Okay, right? So this is how you are going to identify this type of resistance, number one. Okay, so number two, okay, number two, now same thing, along the way the chart is going up probably, okay, for some time, maybe now you will see another red candle coming along, a green candle, a red candle, but this time around the candle still goes up. In terms of the green candle, still goes up, but it has been pushed back with a long wick on top. Okay, now a long wick on top, now they start to come down, and from the opening price supposed to be green and turn back to be red. That means to say, at that point of time, at that particular candle, initially was buyer's market. So after that, buyers give up, also selling off their trades, or maybe there are more sellers actually comes in to the market to start selling. That's why it created a big selling candle from the top to the opening price and actually break down from the opening price to become a real body of red candle below. So it's a very clear sign that it's a big selling, and they are still accumulating a lot of selling volume, engulfing and taking over the previous buying volume. Okay, so this is number two. Number two, this type of candle with a long wick on top and taking over the buyer's volume and start to go into the previous and taking over the previous candle buying volume as well. This is also a sign of resistance. So from this, I will get ready to short and sell off my trades at that point of time. Okay, all right. So 5 pips, just 5 pips, and that is how my 5 pips come along. Okay, so again, now let's talk about the number 3, the third type of candle formation. Okay, that you can see there's a selling and there's a selling signal. Okay, example like this type. Okay, you can see this red candle. Okay, now this red candle over here, you can see a long wick and there's a real body below. Okay, and the next following candle that opens and also keeps selling and accumulating a lot of selling volume lower than the previous candle. Can you see that? Can you see the long wick and the real body over here? Okay, and then the next candle open, the red candle actually opens below the previous candle and actually accumulating, the price is going lower than the previous candle closing. So you see, these are all the signal that actually gives us a lot of chance, a lot of opportunity to identify the selling signal, the selling volumes are coming into the market. And you know, 5 pips is easy, it's short, it's really short, right? So once you enter a trade, the 5 pips, once it hits and you get out of trade, but you have to identify the strength from the market, to push it down, then we can start to sell. Am I right? If you are actually going for the anti-trending, it's very difficult to get the 5 pips. So make sure you find out, you identify carefully all these candles that I have mentioned just now, all these candles that I have mentioned, okay, before you take into consideration for selling a 5 pips trading, okay? So 5 pips trading is easy. So at that point of time during my beginner stage, I identify all these resistance, all these selling signal, and I get ready to sell for just 5 pips, okay? So that is my beginner journey, that I identify them, and so I know I can grab a 5 pips. Alright, so I hope today the video over here can give you a clear picture of how to identify the big selling signal in the market, that you can grab a 5 pips from that time. Okay, just like a beginner like me, okay, I have a very clear mind. I'm just a beginner. I do not want to learn any other things before I master this. So I use a 5 pips to concrete my knowledge, okay, to identify all the selling point, all the selling signals before I move on to the next strategy. Okay, all right. So I will be sharing with you a lot of stories and techniques that I have learned in the beginner stage that actually build a very strong foundation for myself as well. So I hope you like this video, all right? And this video, I will also invite all of you to leave a comment below, okay? Ask your questions so that I can reply your question in the next video, all right? So I will also put in my best to help you in your trading journey if you are a beginner, all right? Okay, so this is Eric Day from ACS Learning Hub. I hope you like this video. Remember to give me a like. If you are new here, remember to click on the subscribe button and ring up the bell so they can have the notification whenever I posted a new video. All right. So I wish all of you good luck in your trading, and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you so much. See you again.